Hello everyone, have you ever dreamed of starting your own garden but didn't know where to begin? Well, today's your lucky day because we're here to unlock the joy and rewards of gardening. Picture this, a vibrant patch of green thriving under your care, a place where you can sow, grow, and harvest. Sounds enticing, doesn't it? With a sprinkle of patience and a dash of planning, anyone can cultivate their own slice of Eden. Today, we're going to make gardening simple and accessible for everyone. First things first, what type of garden do you want to create? This is a crucial question that will set the tone of your gardening journey. Imagine your dream garden. Is it a lush, low-maintenance ornamental garden, brimming with vibrant flowers and decorative shrubs? Or perhaps it's a nutrient-rich vegetable garden where you can grow your own fresh produce right in your backyard. Deciding on what type of garden you want is not just about preference, it's about practicality too. An ornamental garden can be a feast for the eyes that requires relatively less upkeep, while a vegetable garden can provide fresh organic food but may require a bit more attention and care. So take a moment and ponder. Reflect on what you want from your garden, what you're willing to put into it, and what will bring you the most joy. Knowing the type of garden you want helps in selecting the perfect location. Now that you've decided on the type of garden, let's find the perfect spot. Choosing the ideal location for your garden can make all the difference in its growth and success. So, what factors should you consider? First, you'll need to think about space. Whether you're planning a sprawling vegetable garden or a modest ornamental one, ensure there's ample room for your plants to grow and thrive. Next, consider the availability of water. Gardens need regular watering, so a spot with easy access to a water source is a must. Lastly, and most importantly, sunlight. Plants are photosynthesis wizards, turning sunlight into food to grow. Therefore, select a location that gets plenty of natural light. The majority of plants need around 6 to 8 hours of sunlight daily. In essence, when choosing your perfect garden spot, keep in mind space, water access, and sun exposure. A perfect spot with good sunlight and water access is the first step towards a successful garden. Next up, we're going to get our hands dirty and understand our soil. Now you might be wondering what's there to understand about soil. Well, quite a bit actually. Soil is more than just dirt. It's a complex mixture of minerals, organic matter, water, and air, and it's teeming with life from tiny microbes to earthworms, all playing their part in a healthy ecosystem. Before you plant anything, it's crucial to test your soil. Now you can do this yourself with a simple DIY kit, or you can get a professional soil test. Either way, you'll get a good idea of your soil's pH level and nutrient content. Based on these results, you can then take steps to improve your soil. If it's too acidic, you might need to add some lime. Too alkaline, try adding some organic matter like compost. Remember, every type of plant has its own soil preferences, so you'll want to tailor your soil to suit what you're planning to grow. Remember, good soil is the foundation of a thriving garden. Now let's talk about two things that can make or break your garden: sunlight and weeds. Every plant in your garden is like a little sun worshiper, each with its own preference for how much sunlight it wants to bask in each day. Some plants love to soak up the sun and require 6 or more hours of direct sunlight. These sun lovers include most vegetables and fruits. On the other hand, there are plants that prefer a bit of shade, especially during the hottest part of the day. These include ferns, hostas, and certain flowering plants. So when planning your garden, make sure to consider the sunlight needs of each plant. Now, on to a gardener's arch nemesis: weeds. These unwanted guests can consume the nutrients meant for your plants. To keep them under control, consider strategies like mulching, which smothers weeds and prevents them from gaining a foothold. Another option is using geotextiles, a kind of landscape fabric that blocks weeds while allowing water and air to reach the soil. With a good weed control strategy and sunlight considerations, your garden is set to prosper. With the basics covered, it's time to design your garden and choose your plants. Designing your garden is a bit like painting a picture or composing a song. You're the artist and your garden is your canvas. The size of your garden, the walkways, the placement of your plants, these are all elements that contribute to your garden's overall aesthetic appeal. When planning the layout, consider the size of your garden. It's important to give your plants enough room to grow, but also to think about how you'll navigate through your garden. Do you need walkways? Do you want a central feature like a fountain or a bench? Sketch out a rough plan to guide you. Planting times for different plants also come into play. Some plants are best planted in the spring, others in the fall. Consider this when you're planning your garden layout. Once you've got a vision for your garden, it's time to choose your plants. This is where the real fun begins. It's like shopping for your garden's wardrobe. You'll want to select a variety of plants that will thrive in your garden's conditions. Consider factors like the amount of sunlight your garden receives, the soil type, and the climate in your area. For the first year, it's a good idea to buy plants from a reputable nursery. They can provide you with healthy plants that are ready to grow, and they can offer valuable advice on how to care for them. When selecting plants, look for ones that are vibrant and strong. Avoid plants with yellowing leaves, a sure sign of stress. Also, check the roots. They should be white or light brown and spread evenly throughout the soil in the pot. Remember, diversity is key. A mix of perennials, annuals, shrubs, and trees will give your garden a balanced and beautiful look. A well-planned garden and healthy plants are key to a flourishing garden. So take the time to design your garden thoughtfully and choose your plants carefully. It's an investment that will pay off in a beautiful, thriving garden that you can enjoy for years to come. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for, planting your garden. This is where the magic truly begins. After all the planning, preparing, and plotting, it's time to get your hands dirty and actually put those plants in the ground. Start by digging a hole that's twice as wide and just as deep as the root ball of your plant. Place the plant in the hole, making sure it's at the same depth it was in its pot. Fill the hole back up with soil, pressing gently around the base to secure the plant. Next, give your new plants a good drink. Watering immediately after planting helps settle the soil around the roots, ensuring they're in close contact with the soil. Keep the soil consistently moist, but avoid overwatering as it can cause root rot. Now let's talk about mulch. Mulch is like the cherry on top of your garden sundae. Not only does it make your garden look more polished, but it also helps retain moisture, suppresses weeds, and over time even improves soil structure. Apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch around your plants, leaving a small gap around the stems to prevent rotting. And there you have it. With these simple steps, you're well on your way to creating your very own garden. Remember to be patient. Gardens take time to grow and mature, but before you know it, you'll be reaping the rewards of your hard work. So roll up your sleeves because it's time to dive in and get growing. And that's it, folks. We've journeyed through deciding on your garden type, pinpointed the perfect spot, delved into the world of soil understanding and improvement. We've strategized against weeds, considered sunlight needs, designed your garden layout, and chosen the right plants. We've prepped, planted, and cared for your garden and even touched on trellis building. Remember, gardening is a journey, not a destination. So get out there, get your hands dirty, and start growing. Thank you for joining us, and happy gardening.